Hi there! Today I will show you how to draw your emotions by just using lines and simple marks. My name is Carrie from Art for the Soul Studio, and I am a therapeutic art facilitator. And in this video I'm going to give you some guidance on how to express and work through your worries by drawing without any skill needed. And even if you feel like you can't draw or you're not an artist, you will still be able to do this. Releasing feelings of worry is very important in our lives, especially if you have a tendency toward anxiety. But sometimes rather than talking about how you feel, it can be easier to express that through nonverbal means. The materials that you're going to be using today are watercolor paints, or if you don't have watercolor paints, you can use pastels, oil pastels, pencils, anything that you have, okay? Also, you're going to be needing some type of drawing paper. I'm going to be using watercolor paints, so I'm actually going to be using watercolor paper. And it could be any size you like. You can work large or small. So this exercise is divided into two parts, and first you're going to warm up by scribbling on the paper, and I'm going to just take a smaller piece of paper to do this. So the first thing I like to do when I sit down to make art therapeutically, or any type really, but especially therapeutically when I'm trying to change my mindset, is I like to create an kind of an environment that tells my brain, like, this is your time to slow down, this is your sacred time, this is your time to work on healing and relaxing. And so my choice is I like to set up my table with some pretty things and some candles. I like to spray my my papers and things that I'm working with. I'll either use essential oils, or this is an essential oil spray that I made, and just spray it, you know, and I spray it in the air. Take a deep breath and release it, and just get myself centered and into the right headspace to do this type of art, this process type of art, okay? So let's get our materials ready and then we can begin. So the first part of this exercise is really for you to get a feel for mark making and making lines kind of intuitively. So you can take any type of a brush or pen or marker, and imagine maybe that your brush or pen or pencil is an insect, and every time that insect moves, it leaves a different mark. So maybe if the insect is just flying somewhere, maybe it's making, you know, say a mark like this. Maybe if it's walking, the insect is making a different mark. Maybe the insect is eating. You know, so just imagine that whatever drawing material that you're using, medium that you're using, it's not that material anymore. It's actually a little insect, and kind of put your head into that mind, into that visual of what that would look like, you know, and play around with some different lines that you feel might be made by that insect, and have fun with it and just relax into it. I'm just using one color. I'm really focusing on just making marks and imagining, you know, the movements of that insect. Is he walking in wavy lines or zigzags? the insect, dancing in a circle. Maybe there's a few of them, insects, and they're crossing paths, whatever. Just have fun with it and notice your lines and take a moment or two to just play around with that. So once you've filled up your whole page, you can grab your next piece of paper. You're certainly welcome to work larger, whatever you feel more comfortable with. Now I want you to choose something that is worrying you, something that's been on your mind that you would like to explore and express today. And I want you to tap into that worry and start by choosing a color to fit it. So for example, maybe today I'm worried that I won't get that new job that I really want, that I just interviewed for. So what does that look like to me? What does that worry look like to me? And I'm just going to look at my colors, my paint or my pastels or my markers, and choose a color. And imagine that the color would look like, and then what kind of marks would that worry leave on the surface? So let's just tap into that feeling about that worry we're having today. And just make some marks. And it could be anywhere on the paper, large, small. Remember, go back to that insect. Remember how that your brush or your pen became that insect, and how that insect just, expressed itself. Just with lines and simple marks. We're not painting anything symbolic or figurative. We're just using simple lines and marks to express our worry, whatever that worry is. And maybe part of that worry is really thick and heavy, and you use thick and heavy lines. Maybe it's really weighing on you. So what would that look like if something was really weighing on you? By using just simple lines, we break down the pervasive, worrisome thoughts into marks, and it gives us a way to break through the repetitive thinking process and feel like we have more control over our thoughts. The actual worry becomes something different, something abstract, right? And even through the process becomes enjoyable. And in this way we can lessen that the control of the negative thoughts and feel more relaxed and better able to come up with a more positive coping skill and regain our sense of reality. Because with worry, oftentimes it's not even a true reality. It's a thought that our ego is getting stuck in. What if I don't get the job? What if that person's mad at me? What if? And a lot of times these what ifs, they don't even come to fruition. So by expressing them on paper in these marks and in these shapes, simple marks and shapes and lines, we release that and calm our mind down, which calms our bodies down and helps us relax. And that's what pulls it all together, so we can reevaluate the reality, which is what's really important in learning to manage your anxiety. So if you're dealing with a lot of worry and frustration in your life, this is actually a good process to do a few times a week on a daily basis. It's so simple. It took a few minutes. I did a little breathing, I did a little essential oil, I set the mood to just give my mind a break, a little stress vacation. And it's just a great activity to have on hand in your toolbox when you need to release or vent some of those emotions. And once you're finished, step back and kind of investigate what you've done. Take a look at the different lines, the different marks that you made. Notice the amount of pressure you put into them. Are they thick? Are they thin? Are they wavy? Are they zigzag? How do they make you feel? If you use different colors, you know, what is your response to that? And just take some time to look at it and see what your painting or your drawing communicates. So that's it for this exercise, and I hope you're able to release some of the worry you've been feeling and find some comfort in the process. The materials are really easy and very accessible, and since you don't have to dedicate too much time to this activity, it's really great to add to your personal self-healing toolkit and use it often. If you carry a sketchbook with you and colored pencils, you know, anytime you're feeling that you need to release some of those emotions or worries, it's very simple to do. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you do take the process further. If you would like to learn more about the Therapeutic Arts Facilitation Program, I invite you to check out my link, which is in the description box below. And the program is where I work with you one-to-one to kind of work through things and develop self-healing tools to manage your unique symptoms of anxiety. You can join me anytime, and you can find out more information at artforthesoulstudio.com. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and be well.